this private security officer who has been the topic of discussion in the Reddit threads. I'm not going to name him. If you guys want to talk about him in the comment section box below, I don't care, but I will not change around my file to reflect this person's name. He has an Instagram account, and he continuously criticizes law enforcement. There is no problem with doing that at all. But what he's saying is basically that he has better equipment and training than law enforcement. And he has this post where he publishes basically your SRT, Special Response Team, ERT, Emergency Response Team, or SWAT pin. And he states that he's going to start using that emblem. Obviously, guys, don't be wearing those pins if you didn't earn it. I have looked at this the security officer's profile, his I think Indeed or LinkedIn resume, and I'm not impressed. It's not more than what the average police officer has. I am not impressed at all with this person's qualifications, and I would say that this person is lacking those skills that are needed in order to address an active shooter situation. This person also doesn't have much of a heart towards those who pass away. I know that, obviously gang members are gang members, and they're the bottom of society, in my opinion, but a human being is a human being. I think that if somebody loses their life, you should not make a mockery of their death. And he did that in such a way to give others impression that he, officer, whoever this is, this person's life. And people were asking, were you involved in an OIS, or what's up? Who's this person? Why do you keep publishing these posts? And officer so-and-so does publish something to the effect of respond, hey, this is just somebody that died during a shootout, but the media has it all twisted. Okay. So later on, this person's employer got wind of what he's doing, and it got a lot of flack from Reddit, and this officer was terminated. Yes, he was terminated. Lost his job. I don't know, maybe I'd argue maybe he lost his career. Give me 1 second, guys. Just park so I can continue. So basically, the employee disclosed to Reddit, or the Reddit thread, that Officer Hensley, and I'm implying based on the post, that he is a felon and he has a restraining order. I do know that in California, if you are a convicted felon, you can't have a firearm. This officer apparently has pictures of firearms all over the place. And this officer argues that they're not firearms, they're just airsoft. Also, the employer found out that he has a restraining order against him. If you have a restraining order against you in the state of California, you can't have a firearm. And once again, this officer's argument is, well, it's airsoft. So the employer put a long statement on Reddit basically stating what he discovered, and then he was terminated, which brings the topic of another discussion. Guys, I don't know if you guys read that same article or that same post, but the employer made this post in such a way that I don't even understand. And it concerns me that this employer isn't even able to communicate effectively or doesn't proofread the work that they put out. I mean, if you're going to make a public release statement, at least put it in proper English in such a way that it makes sense to everybody. But I can't even understand what this message is. And I'm really confused. I talked to Mike from the Professional Security Journal, awesome YouTuber that talks about security-related topics. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. And we were going back and forth, and I was saying, hey, Mike, I don't even understand what this person is trying to say, the employer. And he's like, me either. So the way that the employer made it sound was like basically the private investigator who was under their payroll has some professional training, and then also has a record, look like a criminal record, or like a restraining order. Like, it was just so confusing, convoluted, that you didn't know if it was the officer, the security officer who had this extensive record, or the private investigator who looked into this. This also does not look good with the employer. I mean, some of this you should have found out on your own. I mean, to find out whether or not someone is a convicted felon is pretty simple. Most of your background investigators will review, will reveal that. As for if somebody has a restraining order against them, you have to do more legwork, like visit the courthouses that has jurisdiction over every single place that this person has resided, worked, or frequented. That's a lot more work. But to find out whether someone is a convicted felon, you should know that already by doing a background check. So the employer disclosed that, which shows that the employer didn't do their due diligence. Why would you disclose to the public that you didn't do your due diligence? Okay. And then also, the employer just gave a pretty detailed account on why he terminated this officer. Guys, if you're in private security, you're in management, when your company or somebody in your company is involved in something that's viral, all you got to do is say this person has or was employed with our security agency. However, they currently do not work for us anymore. Something to that effect. That will keep you from getting sued for slander, defamation of character. So let's just say this officer didn't have a restraining order, right? And you're wrong, and you publish this information to everybody else, you could be liable for defamation of character. So that's why, keep it simple. Person worked for us during these dates. This person currently does not work for us. If you want to put, upon further investigation, we decided to have this security officer disconnect his employment from us. I honestly think the better public release statement would be, this person worked from us during these dates. They no longer work for us, and they do not represent our company. That's it. That's it. Keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, smarty. Okay? Guys, also stay up. If you're on social media, don't go out there posting something stupid that's going to reflect your employer. Because I'm telling you, these employers, they receive a lot of criticism from the online community, and it kind of puts them in a predicament to get rid of this person so that they don't reflect the core values of this company. Okay, like I know that everyone has their First Amendment right to free speech. I understand that. But when you start representing your employer, that's where you're going wrong. And you are going to end up becoming terminated if people can connect you with your employer. I think what this officer should have said was, hey, all of these statements reflect my personal opinion and do not reflect the values or opinions or procedures of my employer, something to that effect. Or, hey, this is a private account. I think he would have been in a better off position doing that. All right, guys. So I'm out of here. Let me know what your thoughts are on this.